Yeah. So you've got one for 2009. This is the one for 2010, as you said,
That's
the Princess
correct, yeah.
Ambassador Awards. Can I just say, when he was actually, presented with the award, what did he say to you? What did you say to
Well,
him?
it was a bit of a surprise. The awards are presented to the individual every year at the awards dinner, and all the regions in the UK have an awards dinner, and as a person you don't really know that you're going to get this award, so it was a little bit of a surprise to me.
Yes. Oh, here we are. So,
It is hard to believe that this year marks my 25th anniversary.
Okay, so we'll be coming on to that a bit about the awards. So you're all invited. You all sort of know that there's something, that somebody would be...
No, it's a total... What it is, they rang and said, oh, well, you come to the awards? Yes, I come to the awards.
Yeah.
Would you like a table? I said, it's, difficult.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I bought a table of 10 people, but only 2 of my staff came along. Sana was one of them, and one of the other colleagues. So officially, none of us knew that I was getting an award, and I invited other guests from universities and other places like that.
Right.
So when the award was announced, I was thinking, they've got the wrong person here. So it was a total shock to me, because if I knew I'd award, I'd invited all the family along.
Of course. My God.
So as a business dinner, nobody actually knew. So it was totally surprised. And said, well, why didn't you invite us? I said, well, we didn't know.
That's a lovely surprise there. Where can we go from here with Ireland Delight? What other fillings, if you will, can we do?
I think you can do any fillings. I mean, at the moment we're looking at Sandra's have asked us for a jerk beef product, okay? Because obviously in the Caribbean we have jerk chicken and jerk pork.
Yes, exactly.
So we're going to develop a jerk beef product, and we're going to try and get that into...
That's an idea, Wade. I've never eaten a pork patty.
We don't do pork on our current location because of the halal, because you can't mix...
Of course.
Pork products with any halal. So we don't actually produce any pork products on site.
Right, but you could separately...
You could separately do something, yeah, but we haven't purposely done that because...
it's just one place that you're doing everything, so you can't mix it, so...
It's mainly down to credibility. I think if you had pork product, then they would say, well, is it truly halal? Because you might have residue left over. So.
Yeah, of course, I understand that. Okay, all right. So Simon, when he was here last, he spoke about the fact that as much as the fact that you've only got you said 50 staff members, the amount you produce, the amount that you churn out, and how you do it, and where you deliver it to, and your outlets. My gosh, you've got very loyal workers.
We have our staff turnover is less than 3%. We've got investment in people. We like to train the staff, so we run courses on a day-to-day basis. Around about 25%, well, 50% of the staff are on a training course sometime in the year.
Wow!
So they're highly motivated people, whether you're young or old. And we do basic maths and English courses. If you've left school with no qualifications, we will organise with a local college for you to come in, and they'll teach you basic maths and English, and then you'll graduate and do your IT skills. So, and as part of that, we have a computer in their canteen areas that they can surf the net while they're having a cup of tea.
Well, that's good. That's good. Tell us a bit more about your 12 to 8 group.
The 12-8 group is a mentoring group set up on the 12th of August. So that's where the 12-8, that's how it came back. And we've been in existence around about 6 years now. And we meet up once a month, and it's black companies. And it was an idea brought together by Professor Mondaram, and he's now working at Warwick University, and head of Business Link at that time, which was David Draycott. And they were travelling back from a conference in London, and they said, why aren't there any black entrepreneurs in the top Times list? So they said, well, we need to do some research, said the professor. And they said, oh, well, let's contact a few companies. So they contacted myself and a few other black companies. And that's how the 12-8 group have evolved. But we meet the first Wednesday in every month. We are what we call a board of directors, okay, for each company. and you can bring your troubles to the board. We trade with each other, but we also pass contacts on. So part of receiving the award, we've linked up with a company called AF Blakemore, Mr. Blakemore, and a couple of the companies are now doing business with very large companies. So they run the spas from East Midlands to West Midlands for all the biggest spa franchise in the country.
Wow. Oh, you know what? I think the young people need to see more people like you and your peer group, because we need to, and I'm not talking the fact that just because you are an entrepreneur and you're a successful businessman, but you're British, you know, instead of talking about all the Americans, and sometimes that's a bit too far-fetched.
I think for us, the group that we've got is that we are the first leaders to do it, but we're willing to sit on other boards so that if we mentor other small up-and-coming companies as part of that. So, you know, you are right, we are trying to replicate it across, because it's self-funding. I provide, because I've got a boardroom, they meet at my place once a month, and they all come along and they have their own troubles with this, HR troubles, financial troubles, we talk it through, and we sometimes not cross-sell but cross-help. So I've got an HR department, they haven't, so if they've got an HR problem, how do you do this, Wade? I said, well, contact my HR department. So we try and help each other.
That's good.
And non-for-profit, really.
Yeah, that is very, very good. You've also been invited to advise House of Commons committees on the issues faced by SMEs, businesses.
That was correct. I did that about 4 or 5 years ago when Tony Blair was in office and John Prescott was the Deputy Prime Minister, and we toured a number of areas: Sheffield, Leeds, Bristol, Birmingham, and we were advising how small business could access the business link before they were disbanded recently, and how small business could actually operate on that. So I had to was on a select committee and we had to write a report.
What's going to happen to many small businesses now without the likes of Business Link?
The new system will be the LEPs, Local Enterprise Partnership. So and with the RDAs, which is, you get Advantage West Midlands, which is my area, and you've got the one in Manchester, the one in East Midlands and the one in London. They're all being wound down, but the Local Enterprise Partnership have been taken over by the councils. So you might have a number of councils in the area will form a LEP, and they're mainly to support small up-and-coming business. So the small business who are going to be applying for grant funding, they will actually approach the local authority, which will then provide some financial assistance, providing with strings attached. So you'd have to provide jobs, the main strings.
Okay, we're going to have to round up. It's so interesting talking to you. I can talk to you all day, Mr. Lyn, but we have to round up. I would like you to give our audience contact details of where they can hear more about Island Delight, Cleone Foods, and yourself. So if I could ask you to look straight into the camera, just my shoulder.
You can actually go on the website. So we've got a website, www.island-delight.co.uk, or you can contact Cleone, CLEONE.co.uk, or you can just type in the search engine Island and we'll probably come at number 1 or number 2, or Patty's. And you can actually come up, and all the details are actually there, so you can contact us. If you go to our website, you can actually type in your postcode within the UK, and it actually tells you where the local store that you can actually buy the products from.
That's very good. Very good to know. This is also very good to know because you didn't tell me this bit. With all these awards here, you was voted one of the top 100 most influential businessmen in the West Midlands in 2009.
Well, I'm very modest. I'm very modest with my awards, really. But
you know, I think you're absolutely doing a wonderful job, and I think you are right. You got into that niche market. You made it right, and it's going to be bigger and better. I know in a couple of years' time, you probably won't even remember that you met me and you came on the show.
I will remember. I have a list of everybody I remember.
You have a list?
I have a photographic memory.
Okay, that's very good. Mr. Lyn, it's been a pleasure meeting you, and thank you ever so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you. Okay, short break now. When we come back, Daddy Ernie, Super Jam on the box. See you in a couple of minutes.